I watched this thing. It's a Crime and Shame. That's the name of the channel, right? So I yeah, skipped over the. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. Okay, so no, I will say it. I don't care, man. So apparently, I for I skip through, right? I go here, I go there, I look what's up on the screen, and then I saw at 1:34. I saw this. I saw the messages from Daniel Martel. I'm actually convinced. Well, let me say it like this: unless she played a real number on me, this woman, she held up her phone and said, "This is Facebook. This is Daniel Martel." I click on messages, and here they are. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that, you know, 1 hour and 34 minutes of yapping. Yeah, I didn't go through that. I was looking for something else actually. I already went through Logan's thing, right? Logan, I didn't need them for that. They seem to be on the side of Daniel Martel. And they say Logan did a great job clearing things up. Well, I don't know who these people are. But she says, I'm here for the murdered and the missing. And we are an honorable channel. But then she, like, about Deception Detective's name, she calls him Deception Duck and all kind of things. And she praises Clutch Them Pearls. And yeah, but you know what? Everybody, I said it before, use every resource you can get for what they're good at, right? For example, Chris McDonough. I consider him worthless when it comes to analyses and highly misleading, but he is excellent at getting interviews from certain types of people. He is good at ingratiating himself with people of, shall I say, the types of people that normally don't like to talk to police. He's good at that. So you use people for what they're good at, but what you don't want to do is waste your time. And what you don't want to do is listen to them for too long and suddenly you think, you forget everything, every red flag, and think, well, maybe he's a good guy, maybe he didn't do it. But I find this interesting. I listened to only a couple of minutes, so I'm going back here. I hope I got the right timestamp because I don't even want to waste my time on, okay, let me go through it.
Do right by Belinda. At least do right by Belinda, who's been giving you guys information as well. If you guys feel Daniel too, just do right in a sense by it all. Take the information, like people are going to do what they're going to do still, regardless. But you know what? Again, you have to look at everything. This is give you a new avenue to think about, right? You decide. Okay. All right. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take off the banner.
Honestly, I always have the desire, like I listen to her cursing and cussing and talking, and I feel like I want to share this with you guys and react to it for comedy value. Let me see if no. Let me just get right through this because honestly, in a case like this, I do not believe in getting information tainted ever. Meaning, don't entertain anything if you are easy to influence. And I say this with all due respect because some people are very easy to influence. And I think that we all have to learn our own limits. I know one thing about me, I am extremely easy to sidetrack. And because of, as you may have just realized, so I need to focus only on what is important because I know that when I get sidetracked, I will lose my train of thought and I will not use that time to get to keep digging.
I don't like things to interfere with, or no, yeah, because they're just gonna screen grab it that way anyway. So, oh well, might as well just hide it.
Oh well.
Then I'm gonna take me and Charmaine off, and I'm gonna make this
Good.
bigger for you guys. Like that's as big as it's gonna get.
Oh
okay?
Jesus! I mean, are you guys able to see this? I sincerely apologize if you do not. But they will read it, and I will react to it.
It will show up just fine when the live plays. Okay, so Daniel Martel. Daniel, you don't know me, but I co-host a Canadian-based YouTube channel. Belinda has been talking to us, and we've been trying to put rumors and accusations to rest. I'm not writing to ask for anything. I just wanted to tell you, my heart goes out to you. I hope that Jack and Lily are found and that nothing but good things, or something like that, I think that said. And then so that's back up here. Daniel says, I appreciate the support.
So, as I have said, this takes, I guess, a certain talent to just be a chit-chatty person who comes across as very well-meaning, and maybe she is, and get him to talk. So I know that if I contacted him, I doubt he would say, I wouldn't find these types of words anyways, because I would not be able to, I would, so anyways, you get my drift. I hope.
I truly do. But I have to happily decline due to YouTube not having laws and guidelines that are enforced like news networks. I've had many channels that have many millions of subscribers and ask, and I decline. And it says, thank you for reaching out, though. And then,
interesting, right? He needs the protection. He gets this very ingratiating message from her, and he probably could have he doesn't want he's worried. Are you not going to appeal to the potential abductor here? If they have millions of subscribers, look at how many people you can reach. There are people who are very web savvy and have cameras, and you could appeal to them all over Canada and reach them and use, but you are worried. He is worried about the freedom that you have. Uh, on YouTube to say what you want to say. So this is something that we have to notice here. He is absolutely terrified and comfortable, of course, talking to the news media because they cannot, say, listen, let me read this statement again. No, that you cannot do that there in Canada. So Daniel needs this comfort, and that's why he is so willing and eager to talk on camera all the time to news media. But he doesn't realize he gives himself away with his statements. But of course, this woman will not give up.
of course, Charmaine says, understandably, can't say I blame you. Thank you for responding to me. That's as far as really Charmaine thought the conversation was going to go. He says, no problem. You can try reaching out to Malehya, but her mother basically left it out. She makes everyone whatever for her, whatever that meant.
Yeah, it's he make his writing mistakes are really out there. But you can reach out to Malehya. Let me guess. He will talk to her more because he will maybe have hope that through her he will be able to reach Malehya, right? I think that's going to be the one motivating factor because everybody has this Achilles here, right? And I think that's exactly it. He wants to know what's going on in Malehya's life. And he is using this probably in his own mind to communicate something to her.
Okay, and it says something. What does that say? Something media to leave and say Malehya is not doing. Okay, that she tells everyone to basically leave. That Malehya is not doing media. They have a lawyer that's the chief's brother from the reserve. She belongs to Lily and Jack were granted as soon as the disappearance, and he said. The disappearance happened, but were denied multiple times in the past. Meadow was not granted status. Sounds very odd, right?
I think it doesn't sound that odd because I think they just want nothing to do. Oh God! Isn't your fault. It's a I know it's not. So this is very interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, look, they don't want any. It's not odd at all. They are basically making a statement here saying we want nothing to do with Daniel. We will help Malehya. And Meadow has nothing to do with this case. She's now, what, 17 months old? So the kids, the two missing children, yes, they get status now. We will help you, Malehya. We will help, but we want nothing to do with Daniel. So if we grant status to his child, then that will open the door for him to come in and say, well, I got rights as a father, and they don't want that.
Right, absolutely. I mean, honestly, it's not like I disbelieve Daniel on this. I mean, he's literally saying that Malehya's tried 3 times, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and poof, now all of a sudden they got it.
So,
Charmaine says it's odd, and I'd like to say that Malehya having depression and postpartum, I can't imagine what she's going through either. She probably doesn't know who or what to trust. She trusts her mother. We know, according to Belinda, Malehya did not want to leave, which we've showed you. The lawyer I always assumed was for custody purposes. Oops, dropped it down. For custody purposes, and sounded very much like something Malehya did because her mom told her to. I can't see how they possibly could blame you because you were both home asleep. Okay.
Oh my God, is that her writing so much to him? Yeah, I guess that works, man. But that wouldn't be my. I'm not. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I guess, yeah, she done a good thing here to get him to talk. And I guess she's truly not. Either she's playing a game, pretending to be on his side, pretending to believe him, which would make her really, really like. I would have to say, like, you're in the wrong business running this channel, dude. Seriously. And like, with so many red flags. But I guess it works. I guess there are many people who want to believe in the good in people, and they feel more comfortable with somebody who, gives them hope that everything is going to be all right. I guess, it's not my style because I love to live in reality. We're surrounded by lies, and whenever I detect reality, I hold on to it and I appreciate it.
So I never meant to imply that I wanted to put you or your info on YouTube. I never wanted to be on YouTube. I do this for my friend, meaning me. I have my own podcast. I hate YouTubers for the most part. Even when we try to give factual information, they still talk shit.
Oh God. So now maybe you will realize why, until now, I didn't want to listen to any of this. But thank you for messaging me some of the screenshots of what Daniel has said. I'm doing this to see whether or not I missed anything. I can get deeper into detail, but I will do that over time.
They have so many followers, it's disgusting. That said, is there anything or any rumor?
That's why she hates them, because they have more followers. Once my classes begin and you will be presented with more material, it'll be automatic that you recognize what people's intentions are behind certain statements. She is disgusted with them. They have more followers than her. And they talk SHIT. Why? Because they're asking you questions, because they think, well, you are yapping for hours. Maybe, just maybe, you might also be the type of person that makes stuff up. Who knows? There are plenty of people who make stuff up all the time. And if I don't know your channel, then I'm thinking, well, maybe this is one of those. But I actually like how she held up the phone and said, look, here's my Facebook. Should I show you? Well, you can watch it yourself. Here's my Facebook. Look, there's Daniel Martel. And yeah, I see his Facebook profile right here. And I click on it. I say, yeah, this seems legit. I believe actually he has a need to talk. I believe he's trying to reach Malehya. That was the first thing he talked about. Remember? That was his priority. Maybe you should reach out to Malehya, but her mother don't let her talk to anybody.
Or anything that you'd like for me to try to set the record straight, please let me know.
Uh-oh.
I will try something out. What does that say?
Who cares?
It's got an
I'll
arrow.
try to reach out to her.
Oh
God, I didn't, sorry guys, I didn't know she was gonna read her own crap. How much more do I have to deal with? Okay, it's getting better in, I think, 3 minutes. Ooh.
Reach out to her, but doubtful I'll get a response, I'm sure. Then this one's next. That has been I don't know where this one is. This one.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. That one doesn't seem like it's in the right spot, actually.
I only wish I could tell you is the next one. Yeah, that's right. No.
And they have the nerve to critique. First of all, they're immediately assuming innocence, unless they're playing a game because they're in Canada and worried about a law. And they're just yapping it up, man. Oh my God.
No, go 2 over is the next one.
2?
No, the last one that you've got circled, that's his response.
Okay. I never meant to imply. Oh, right. Okay. Well, my bad.
That's yours,
okay.
Right?
So go to Daniel's part, and that's the next part.
Okay. Well, okay, there we go. Okay. I only wish I could tell you the fine details surrounding Malehya and her family and the disappearance. I'll let you know that Malehya was set to stay with me and the baby to leave with my cousin. But 5 minutes after, alone with her mother, after the first search briefing, God, it sounds like we're still lying, Charmaine.
On our commercial, it's just great, dude.
Hi, folks. I just wanted to share
hi, bro.
A short video to kind of bring up some points that I find interesting.
Do it.
Jeez, heaven forbid. Malehya completely changed. She couldn't even look at me. Now, think about what the cousin just said on that live. An hour before this, Malehya told RCMP she felt the happiest and safest. So go back to what Logan said, and that she was the happiest ever, right?
Shut up.
I think she pretty much even used the same words, pretty much, I think it was. But anyways, right? Same stuff.
Yeah, the same words, right? Is it the same script that Logan told us? Yes. Let the bells ring in your mind.
It was a different Malehya. Okay.
Please don't read your own crap.
Right. So in Daniel's eyes, you guys, it's like, what is it that the mother, you know, did she have something over Malehya for her to do this? He wants to know what Malea's mother said to her for her to step bolt, right? I mean, that's weird. Do you blame the guy? 5 minutes and all of a sudden she bolts? I try to put myself in her shoes, and you have to admit her interview was odd, but we don't know her. After hearing about the depression, I saw her in a completely different light. This is Charmaine speaking. As a mom who was very young when I was kids, as a grandma of the kids of Jack and Lily's age, I can understand how or why Malehya is following her mother's instructions. So it's bullshit then that the CPS had made her leave with Meadow, which we know I guess she didn't. If it is, then we need to set that straight, Danielle. The harmful rumors need to stop because it's not helping find the kids at all. I do have one question. I hope you'll be able to answer, even if it's a yes or no. Do our CMP have actual evidence that they were not abducted? It just doesn't sit right with me that they were ruled out so quickly, or that was ruled out so quickly. Lily, sorry, I'm showing my eyes are.
Credit when due. You will never see me overlook something just because, for example, a person has been right a lot of times. If I see something wrong, I will point it out immediately. And no matter what I have said about them and their style and what they're thinking, this is an absolute excellent question, actually. This is a really good question. Why do you think, in your own words, abduction has been ruled out so quickly?
And wandering all of a sudden because I'm tired. Lily taking her backpack made me think of a time when my daughter got up and got herself ready for school. When I woke up at 7 a.m., she was at the door putting her shoes on and had a backpack.
So I guess this style of writing, it's kind of like Daniel is like, yeah, they're stupid. They believe anything. But they can help me maybe. They may be able to get me, to get through the Malehya and get the public more on my side. Who knows? But he feels now, okay, they're buying into my story with the back. They're buying into every damn thing. So yeah, his fear is taken away. He's no longer worried that, the YouTube doesn't have the rules. And I guess from the Canadian perspective, it's interesting to see that he is, feeling so safe to go in front of the camera all day long, and they're not allowed. And it explains also why they're so friendly to him. And he calls them his friends, right? He is. I'm sure that these guys, they are journalists. In the back of their minds, they're thinking like, "Geez, I would like to ask him some real questions, but I cannot do it." So that's why he chooses this channel, because he can the mainstream media, because he's like, hey man, this is pretty cool. I can just say all kind of crap and I give it a shot. And they have to follow the guidelines, even if the red flags are just everywhere in front of their eyes.
And was basically, sorry, Charmaine.
Was leaving way too early. Thankfully, I woke up. Otherwise, I think she was going to go walk by herself, and that was in a big city. And then I asked, did she normally take her backpack to play outside? I truly don't know what's worse, the thought of them being out in those woods or the thought of...
I've said it before. The backpack may have been ready for her to go to school.
Someone grabbing them. Either way, my heart breaks for you both.
Thank you. Still wiping my eye here, but okay. And then he says, I will add some more info to the story. We lived in Truro. We moved so she could get away from her mother.
I will add some more to the story. He said to us, trying to keep the story alive. He is telling us that he is feeding us a story, people. This is a story. And please, be very, very aware of the fact that the words we choose matter. What we say, how it shows how we view something. And from his own perspective, he is telling us, I'm telling you a story right now. This is not reality.
Well, thought we had that part covered, to be honest with you. What happened to it?
It is covered on the screen.
What do you want?
What do you mean?
Oh,
No. You know what? That part, whatever.
Read it.
It's out there. It's not like Logan wasn't talking about that stuff.
Lily always tried to take her backpack outside because it was her play backpack. My other daughter, which is 8, taught her to do that when me and all the kids would play treasure hunt outside. Malehya put Lily and Jack on the back burner when Meadow was born. I taught Lily and Jack everything from potty training, getting soothers out of their mouth.
What? He potty trained them? I thought Jack had a pull-up. That's a story.
I did everything for them. Lily and Jack called me dad and came for me for everything, never Malehya. She had no control over the kids, which were wild with her and with me, listened and were well behaved. I promised myself I'd always be there for Malehya and the kids, and I'm holding that promise. And this one was already out there, you guys, and I said, and again, this is context. This doesn't mean that Malehya is a bad person or a bad mother or whatever, the way the kids...
I know, everybody is wonderful. Shut up and move on.
Behaved, because my kids were wild and unruly with me as well, and
I have no doubt.
Listened to my ex really well. They were very well behaved with him. So that in and of itself means nothing, really.
Never mind. I don't want to go there.
It's common. You wait till your dad gets home. Come on. But they're just going to take the screenshot and run with it anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, it's true. Where are we at here, Charmaine?
I'm not being negative towards Malehya. I love her, but I never lie because that's just not me. I say the truth, even if it hurts. I'm sorry to say that, but I live in reality, and reality is what it is.
Where are you? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so we're on this right here.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Okay. I'm not sure if you will believe this, but that info about Malehya and her, and then we cut that part out. Like I said, there's just certain things we actually just didn't want to show.
Move on. And now a commercial. Great. Oh my gosh.
You guys get the gist from Logan and these texts about Malehya's mother, okay? Obviously, she's not this coming off as a...
Like I said, man, I know my limits. And this is turning me into a really passive-aggressive person, man, having to suffer through this. But let's see if something good comes out of it.
Very endearing type mother. We don't know her. This is their words. And this is Logan's words, and this is Daniel's words, okay? So, and depression is a terrible thing, changes people. And to me, Charmaine saying, this is Charmaine, when Jack and Lily went missing, it's possible that she realized how disconnected she had been, and that was maybe weighing on her mental health too. I take it you haven't been able to talk to her at all. They're probably keeping her isolated so that no one will be able to reason with her. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? Like that.
No. I can't.
And we blocked out something there, obviously. And he said, I took Malehya from trauma to a good life.
Uh-oh.
And then Charmaine says, I hope Malehya can find her way back out of that toxic shit. And he said, her mother hated me because she was happy with me.
Uh-oh.
And then Charmaine says, kids need to be found so she can get her free choice back. Toxic mothers, let me tell you, they want to control their daughters and their daughters' kids, and then they hate it when somebody else comes in to take care of them and takes control and away for them. It's vicious and sick in my experience. He said, Her mother seized her phone and probably has her car keys. I know this because my cousin called, right? Her phone. Oh my God, Charmaine, did Logan say that on the live that she was on?
She did. Oh my
It's
God.
ringing a bell, yeah.
Right, it's her.
Yes, they're saying the same thing. Just make sure you tell them that when you called, how long have they prepared this? They're saying the same thing. Doesn't the bell go off in your mind that you are now dealing with the script? And yes, I have no doubt that this actually took place. That she called and Malehya's mom has the phone. And we found out a reporter is trying to call her and she doesn't want to talk to anybody. So maybe she told her. I don't know. I have no doubt her mom might be controlling, but I don't care right now. I'm here but because of the children, not Malehya's mother. And you say, I care about the murdered and the missing. Well, crap, man. I mean, and you say, I'm not judging, but now, look at this. You're making up your mind that A, Malehya and Daniel are completely innocent. B, Malehya's mother is evil. And this is the crime channel, man. And I am now really, it makes more and more sense why people are so confused and don't look at the easiest thing you can look at, which is the analysis of statements, because they get sucked into this. And it's a dream world. It's escapism. Forget all of the red flags. Daniel, you're a good guy. And we believe everything you say. And the fact that they say everything word for word almost. In many instances, she even said it. Oh, she used the same words like Daniel. Duh. Isn't that what we're trying? Come on, man. I will keep doing these. I'm not scared anymore. I'm gonna go for it because I want to, at least for those of you who are watching crap like this, be able to have you watch it through me or have us watch it together and have, come together in live chat and put things into the right perspective. Come on.
Her phone is definitely ringing a bell. Good pun on that one. That was good. Had called her phone on a private number. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure that the cousin said that.
Word for word.
Right? Now, deception detective, if you damn right take that and be like, see, Sunny and Charmaine, they're talking to each other.
You moron. Of course that means that there's a script. Idiot.
Come on, you guys, right? Right. Anyway.
Come on, you guys, what? It means that they have worked out a script. And you have said it before. Oh my God, they're actually using the same words. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's the exclamation marks that you put on all of your stuff too. That's fine.
Yeah, do you see all these exclamation marks?
That's you, Sonny, because that's how you type.
Yeah.
I know that's how I type. Exclamation marks.
I can't stand it when people have exclamation marks all over the place. And then capitalize crap all the time. Like it's a scream for attention. It goes back to their childhood. And that's why they love to sit there and yap all day long, because they want people to pay attention to what? To nothing. Get to the point, man.
Her mom, I know, because he showed that on my post, right? Like, Look at the sloppiness. Actually, Daniel types pretty darn good for a male, to be honest with you.
What? It's been a while since I've seen such... What? Are these people serious? Are you insane?
He doesn't really have much grammar errors too much. He might not use caps sometimes like I don't, but other than that, he's actually, it's not, trust me, I've seen some really bad stuff, with people's messaging. And Daniel's actually doing pretty darn good. He does better than I do, actually. Okay. Her mom picked up and said, Malehya's phone, who's this? Okay, guys? I think you guys know 1,000...
Word for word.
1,000% now that this is matching that Logan interview. Like, let's hope people have their brain caps on. But anyways, so hard to see when you're that daughter Charmaine says, you're keeping her isolated. Poor Malehya. And he said, yes, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what she must be going through mentally and can't talk about any of it honestly with her controller. Wonder if Malehya even knows you were trying to reach out to her still or looking for the kids. Imagine if she doesn't and doesn't have a clue what is happening. Well, you never know, to be honest, because it sounds like the Wicked Witch of the West here. And then we took something out.
You sound like the Wicked Witch of the West.
When she never shed a tear the day of the disappearance. It's effing beyond sad. My heart breaks for Malehya. And then some of this stuff too is just personal stuff. Like, well, I mean, you can see that it's Daniel saying that some of the stuff is just none of your guys' business, to be honest with you. I mean,
it is our business because 2 children are missing, you moron. And this can lead us to the truth. And he's a person of interest. At least. And the mother hasn't made any statements. And you're judging her through the words of somebody else. You don't do that. I'm sure if I saw the mother's statements, I would know who she is. I would recognize the pattern. I would be able to tell you she's very controlling. She's angry. She is bitter. She had a rough life. She, who knows, whatever there may be, right? But I want her language to indicate that to me. I don't need people whose only concern is to look innocent to tell me who somebody else is or redirect my focus on a different person who has nothing to do with the disappearance of the children because she wasn't there. But you were there, Daniel. Oh my God, man.
There's some stuff that, like I told you, so a lot of the stuff that's getting omitted.
You told us 100 freaking times. Oh my God. And I thought that I'm going to skip forward to 134 timestamp and they're going to actually keep it very short and silly me.
A good chunk of it. It's just stuff that,
you have a private conversation with somebody and it's some of it you don't want to share. Like he's sharing with me, I'm sharing with him. Sonny, I think, and this is just me.
God, how much more?
Way off base and totally up to you, but it's getting late. But I just thought that if
I don't know, it's getting late because you've been yapping so much.
The most important part to me after everything is all said and done.
I don't care. I'm in it now. I'm invested. I'm invested. Jesus Christ.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like if you want to continue going.
I do. I just want to keep honest to what we were doing, to be honest with you. We went through it. We spent out.
To be honest with you. Oh. You're honest now? Or do you doubt that we have a reason to think you're honest, so you need to convince us? Oh, the horror. I hope that you guys find this at least a little bit entertaining. Maybe you have a beer, maybe you have a laugh, maybe you have it on in the background while talking to friends or your wife or whatever. Otherwise, I may wind up being tempted to remove that video later, man. If it doesn't have any, if you guys are like, why did you do that to us?
Hours doing it. And I do, because I think it's important for the case, to be honest. This is not about bashing Daniel, bashing Malehya, and stuff like that. This is just stuff really to do with the...
And stuff like what? And stuff like what? You notice people like that, they always leave something out. And they always find placeholders for something that they don't want to state, but it's on their minds. People who have something, and by the way, everybody does it, and I do it too at times. I skip over things, and I call it, I guess I said things, so I skip over certain subjects that are. I'm pressed for time sometimes. I'm thinking, I don't make 2 hour and 30 minutes videos. Maybe I can. Maybe I will eventually. Maybe I will have one day so much material, and not only quantity, but material that just keeps crashing in on me. And I will say, dude, I'm just going to hit it, man. I'm going to keep talking as long as it keeps coming. And that's the beauty, you guys, on YouTube. We can, stop it and then listen to parts again and so on and so on. So I think I'm doing okay with this video. But again, don't shoot the messenger, dude, because oh my God.
Again, think about the day, about these kids disappearing, right? That's my goal in all of this, is that this is...
Stupidity always wins, man. I'm telling you. Oh, I don't know how many viewers they got. I think this video has 3,500 now. So it's not like, not like millions. Like Daniel was invited to go on. I have no doubt he's invited to go probably on YouTube channels with millions of people. I wonder what channel that was.
More information to that day, right? Something happened to those kids. I'm not here to protect Daniel, not here to protect Malehya, not here to protect anybody besides Belinda. Other than that, to me, these children need answers. Where are they? What happened to them, right? So this is definitely insight into what was going on. Doesn't mean that Malehya's mom, maybe she's not the nicest person in the world, but is she capable of taking those babies and hiding them, and the RCMP are that dumb that they still can't find the children? So you have to still look at it, logically that way. Because
logic, huh?
It's not like we're smarter than the RCMP.
You're not.
I'm sure Daniel's probably told them this information, perhaps, maybe not, on there. So yeah, I would just want to continue if you don't mind, Charmaine. But do you need to go? Because I know that it's 9:15 your time.
Well, pretty soon. I'll hang around for a little bit. I just really wanted to do the Renee poem, but
I'll do that right after, okay? Because a lot of this, it's not going to really take. We'll just say it and not stop and talk about it really.
Oh yes, please, thank you.
Let's see her mother talked to Malehya and was not the same. Basically what he said there was, once the mother talked to Malehya, she was not the same. She seemed scared. No eye contact. Remember, he said that she looked at Daniel in disgust. But anyways, online is going to go after her, not me anymore. I passed my lie detector test, right? Uh-oh. But we don't know about her because she's hiding. But yes, but spelled different. Okay, what's her...
Again, that's his word. And again, listen to Chris Proudfoot. Yes, lie detector tests can be beaten. And I believe they are now easier to beat than ever because there's so much information online on how to do it. Some is nonsense, but some, not promote. I'm not telling you which, what, and helping people, beat them. But there is information out there that's useful. I would love to see his phone now, or what he looks up,
Her name, Cindy something. So we know Malehya's mom's name is Cindy Murray, okay? I told you I don't lie and tell the truth.
I told you I don't lie and tell the truth. And he feels the need to say that right now. Because he's been BSing this woman. And he's talking to her because he feels like she is easy to BS. I don't lie. Have you ever told a lie? When was the last time you told a lie? When was the last time at work that something didn't go so well and you were worried? And you left out the truth, or you distorted the truth. Or, to make up for a mistake, you exaggerated how well your involvement in something that went really well. Just food for thought.
Okay.
And by the way, when it comes to statement analysis, the most important thing is to be honest with ourselves. And also remember when we use certain phrases. It's very eye-opening. It's a mirror to society and it's a mirror to ourselves as well.
He says it's not possible that they have the kids visit. And he said, took RCMP 12 minutes to arrive on site. And Malehya's mom was there a few minutes later. She lives an hour and 16 minutes away. And then he said, wait, what? You tell me if that's strange. Okay. Dogs went down the road and lost scent. Oh, sorry. What's more strange is nothing.
What's he trying to say? You were there the whole time in bed with Malehya. Are you trying to tell us that they did something that you were not aware of when you slept until 9:40 on a school day? But yeah, she was sick, right?
Has been found in the woods.
I will spend more time on this later, people. But I'm trying to get through it right now.
It's bizarre. Absolutely. I don't believe they're in the woods myself. Dogs went to the road and lost scent. What the hell? That was the first what I thought, maybe that they went out to catch the school bus at the wrong time. Idiot. Now, this is where I had to put a little something here because he said more meets the eye, more than meets the eye. And he said no. So I wanted to put a comma in there because obviously we know that the kids were called into school, but he just said no kids were marked absent, but that should have been no, comma. Kids were marked absent at 6:17, meaning obviously on the Thursday and obviously on the Friday, okay? So 6:17 and 6:18 a.m. by Malehya. I have emails from the school to prove it. And he said, yeah.
Thank you. So this is why I'm watching this, because I read it wrong. No, comma, okay. No kids were marked absent. Okay, I got it now. Thank you. His spelling mistake, his grammatical mistake. But yes, thank you for clearing this up.
Yes, that's been proven. Just dogs losing scent and nothing in the woods makes me think it's possible they were picked up by who? Now maybe, okay? And then from the school to prove that, or from
that they were picked up by whom? Okay, let's see.
From the school to prove that. Okay, that's part of it. Yes, to get Malehya away from me. It worked, but the truth will come out, okay?
And what is the truth? The truth is exactly what? And will the truth come out, flow out into the ocean? Or what do you mean the truth will come out? That Malehya had something to do with it, as did you? And that's how you know it? Is that a message to her? Keep your mouth shut?
I'm not here to start rumors, but it's totally possible. They didn't vaporize. Exactly, Charmaine, right? They didn't vaporize you guys, right? They're not in the woods, obviously. They're somewhere, and yes, well, we can't say 100%, but I don't believe they are. And yes, the truth will eventually be revealed. Now, they are hiding, hoping all this blows over, but I'm not letting it. I'm doing everything I can for these kids. She does no media. I do media for Lily and Jack. They need someone to speak out. Every time it falls out of the news, I leak something to get it back on. See, he told you. He's not a dumbass.
He's not a dumbass? Oh, okay. No, you don't. Because you say very little about Lily and Jack. You talk about how much you have done. And you don't do that. When children are missing, maybe after they are found and after some time goes by and things go back to normal, then you will talk about, I will never want to relive this hell, this uncertainty and still you wouldn't talk about how much you have done, because it's the least you can. It doesn't matter. No matter what, give your life for your child. If it kills you, it doesn't matter. You are not talking about how much you are doing when the children are still missing. That is insignificant. Whatever you are doing is not enough. Yes, it may be the utmost that you can possibly do, and it may kill you eventually. But it is nothing, because there are no results if you are result oriented. If you only worry about bringing back the kids. So we need to put this all into the proper perspective, people. Keep this all in mind. Keep in mind that 2 children are missing here. And no matter what he has done, and he's talking about how much he has been doing. And now he feels the need to do it for Lily and Jack. Why do you feel the need to tell us that? Because that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it for damage control reasons. That's the only reason you're doing it. Oh, great.
Wayne said they will be charged if they are allowing an RCMP to put time and resources into a search. Good for you. Needs to stay relevant. Too many cases get forgotten. I understand the last thing I want is to hinder the investigation at all. Because, yeah, there's definitely information in there, right? Then, yeah, it's just...
To hinder the invasion? Interesting choice of words. I think she's invading him right now. Right?
Private, simple as that. That stuff will never come out. Never. Again, it's just to give you guys the gist of that day. The other stuff is personal information for Daniel, whatever, and that's enough said. By the end of this weekend, over 13,000 man hours of searching. Heartbreaking. So many people care. Now I've heard...
And that's also what he said on the news. How many man hours, how much everybody's doing. No, they haven't. It doesn't matter how many man hours. They haven't done enough because the kids are not here yet. That's supposed to be your state of mind when your children are missing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the whole world's looking for them. You haven't done anything. If every single person in the world checked their backyard, if everybody stopped working for 1 hour to look for your missing children and they're not found, it's nothing. You don't care. You don't care. It doesn't make a difference. It won't even register because what? My children are not here. What else can I do? Where can I look? Where? Help me. Give me an idea. You would speculate. You would not say like Chris Proudfoot. It's speculation. Speculation can lead to the discovery of your children. And you would be restless and not talk about how much you have done already. And you looked everywhere. You would think about, oh my God, there is this one, there was a tree stump or a tree that fell over and maybe I didn't look behind it or under it, or maybe one of my children could be. You will have these types of thoughts. You will not say, I looked everywhere, man. Police may say that, but they have a job to do. They have their own families. Hate to say it, but they are not as involved as the people, the parents. So I said that in the case with Seth Rogers also, when he said they should treat every missing child like their own child. No, it's not going to happen. That's your job as a parent, to be that one person, that only person who presses them. You cannot expect and do wishful thinking. Because if you do wishful thinking, you will allow BSers to enter your life and lie to you. So it's always best to just live reality, just face reality, man. Otherwise, it'll get you when you really can't handle it.
heard that the mom did an interview with Global that hasn't been aired yet. Have you heard of anything about that too?
Really?
I don't believe that because I became good friends with the reporters from Global CTV and CBC. They all tell me they kicked them out of the yard, and she tells me no media. She tells them no media or questions must be asked through the lawyer. The world knows I have nothing to do with it now. I'm fighting to bring them home.
The world knows you have nothing to do with it now. Uh-oh. How would we know that? And that's your priority.
Oh my God, they would have to do the RCMP or they would have to do the RCMP interviews though. So hopefully they're on top of that angle too. Oh my I was the one that said, here's my phone and lie detector test. Let's do it. I brought that up. I asked for that. Charmaine says, we're always really felt like you're truly searching and hurting. We're only wanting the truth out there. We feel like we are fighting these large channels because they just want dirt and money. Did anyone else ever?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Ever take a lie detector test or a lie detector? We celebrated last night when we could tell our viewers you passed. It totally changed people's perspective. Okay, so
how do you know he passed?
So I want to clear that up because Charmaine had sent a post, and in that post it said that the RCMP had verified that he passed, but we actually, after it dawned on me, that obviously wasn't true because the RCMP won't tell you if he passed. They might at some point.
You see, these are the types of people that say, "Oh, it's verified." Yeah, and they are angry that somebody like Deception Detective wants to first verify something or ask them about the validity. At least this time, yes, she held up the phone and she, you know what? Let's just say, okay, this is good enough for now for me. Still not 100%, but yeah, you're trying at least to validate what you're doing. Verify.
But there's no posting of it anywhere. But do I believe Daniel that he passed? I absolutely do, actually.
Of course you do.
Yeah. I mean, every time I look at Daniel, I still, even when in that one today.
Of course. People like that have no intuition. None. Maybe they had at one point when they were children, but it's gone. Something, their minds are cluttered with who knows what. The fake crying, all of that. All the red flags. Oh my God. And people listen to that? To find answers? Jesus.
You know, he was begging. But anyways, for Malehya, you know, don't hurt Malehya, right? Basically, it's like she's been through enough. Stop it, right?
Stop
Maybe
it.
look at somebody else
Just
instead.
stop.
Media is not given the full story. And she said, I don't think so too. Helicopters can't fly at night either, only drones. Did they have infrared? Okay, he said, I can't get into the drone technology either. I was urged not to. Okay, anything specific I can't talk about? All things that you've told me I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about, but I'm just talking in general. And he said, if I tell the truth, but I can't comment on anything, then that will harm the investigation.
If I tell the truth, but I can't comment on anything, that will hurt the investigation. If I tell the truth. Wait. Did he say that? I tell the truth, but I can't comment on anything that will... Oh, she misread it, right?
So let me read that again, actually. I tell the truth, but I can't comment on anything that will harm. Right, you can't comment.
What would harm the investigation? That sounds a lot like Chris Proudfoot.
On anything that will harm.
You know, I can't talk about it. I would love to.
The investigation.
And how many times is he going to tell us that he's telling the truth? If you're telling the truth, you just tell us. If you're about to tell us the truth, you don't say what happened was. You just tell us what happened. You keep it short, you keep it simple, because your 2 children are missing. You don't have time for rhetorics, you don't have time for poetry, you don't have time for storytelling. You get the facts out there and you move on. If the one lead doesn't work out, you keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving until you get your children back, or answers that let you know your children are not coming back alive.
So basically, he feels like certain things, right? We'll come back to that, actually. I love her more than anything. That will never change. Sure. I'm waiting for the chance to relive our first date over the waterfalls and walk on a big island beach with the Daniel you first met. She will know what that means. And he said, but I can't get into that because timelines are a part of the investigation. Then he says, Malehya's time of 10 a.m. is false. We can leave it at that. And okay, fair enough. She refers to me as her partner. Remember in the interview? And he says, that's weird too. She never does wording like that. And then Charmaine says,
so was that before the briefing, when she all of a sudden decided to leave? Was that when it was, or did that happen before? Was it after she left him? She just still called him a partner. So maybe you don't want to face reality that after what took place, and her knowing what happened, and you knowing what happened, that she already had gotten to the point where she said, you know what, I cannot do it anymore with him, because this is now, maybe it took a while for her to get to the point. So never take their words for it, their interpretation, unless Malehya tells us what happened. Why did you leave? When did you leave? When did you decide to leave him? Not his interpretation. Everything was said. Did she just go with the flow when Logan said, yeah, I just take your daughter with me and everything will be fine and blah, 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 blah? Or was Malehya standing there like thinking, no, I don't really want that. I think I'm done here. I'm done with this place. I'm done with what it has led to. So be very, very certain that we have to ignore what they have been telling us about how safe she felt and all of that. That makes absolutely no sense, and there were too many red flags in their storytelling by Logan and Daniel. Don't let people interpret other people for you. If they play a recording of the exact words that have been used, listen to that. But don't listen. This channel is a prime example. Yes, I'm here for this material, but their interpretation just sucks beyond words. And that's why I think maybe this video is useful to a degree to those of you who actually listen to stuff like that. That I can be here and say, uh-oh, time out. Time the hell out.
She seems so nervous. I truly think that her depression and disconnection really hit hard when the reality of the news cameras was in her face. It's so sad. Then again, we go to my mom was napping and came out because she heard me yelling that morning for the kids. Malehya was playing on her phone. Mm-hmm. Mom came out and said Malehya had to have this look of worry in her eyes that mom was home. No tears. She wasn't scared. The kids were gone. Just a look of worry. She got caught for something wrong. She never yelled at the kids once. See, Charmaine, I told you that. That was in the one we posted or that we showed. She never yelled at the kids once. Name, trying to find them. Mom said it was odd, but Mom said it was odd. She acted odd. Malehya asked me when noticed that the kids were gone, should I call?
Maybe in my next video I get more into this. I want to get through it, people. There's 6 more minutes of recording of this. So why didn't she yell their names? Because she knew what happened.
Call the police.
But she's the odd one now, right? Oh, God.
No shit, of course, call type of thing. So that was 9:40, 9:11, Charmaine says, was called. Damn, it's like a puzzle. He answers, but the reason I took that out, because it didn't seem like it fit to what Charmaine was asking. So I'm not sure if it was answering from something here. So you guys can read between the lines there. So she went outside first and then told you she couldn't find the kids. He said, no. I ran through the house, searching every room, then ran outside the back sliding door. I did everything so fast. She said they were gone when we were both outside. And then she goes, oh, okay, wow, that would have been terrifying. Had they ever left the yard alone before? No, only with me, because Malehya rarely ever went outside with them. And that was, obviously she has the baby, Meadow.
Another dig at her. Yes, they only went outside with you, Daniel. That's what you just told us.
Right?
She was inside with Meadow. She didn't go into the woods.
No.
Right. To me, so unlikely for kids to venture out if they're on their own, don't usually do it. And then he says, and leave boots and all their belongings on. What did he mean by that, actually, Charmaine?
And what?
I'm not sure. And then he didn't respond.
Oh, what did I... Oh, listen, people. Sorry. Okay, 203. What did he mean, Charmaine? Am I going back too far? Sorry about that. Let's hear it.
Only with me, because Malehya rarely ever went outside with them.
Yes.
And that was, obviously she has the baby, Meadow, right?
She was inside with Meadow. She didn't go into the woods.
Right. To me, so unlikely for kids to venture out if they're on their own, don't usually do it. And then he says, and leave boots and all their belongings on. What did he?
And leave boots and all their belongings on. What? Leave boots. The boots were left. Somebody took these boots for the children. He said, pink boots for Lily. That's pink boots for Lily. It's blue boots for Jack. They had their boots with them. What did he say? They took their boots. Who took the boots? Not they wore the boots. I want to have this on the screen, man. I want to have this like that. Oh, no, too far. Okay, let's see.
Right. She was inside with Meadow. She didn't go into the woods.
Yeah.
Right. To me, so unlikely for kids to venture out if they're on their own, don't usually do it. And then he says, and leave boots and all their belongings.
And leave boots and all their belongings on. Yep. This goes hand in hand with what I've already analyzed. This is hitting it home even more. They didn't take their own boots. It's pink boots for Lily. Can you see this? Remember what I've said about this? I will get more into it later. I'm going to try to get through it now.
On. What did he mean by that, actually, Charmaine?
I'm not sure. And then he didn't respond to the no coats in the rain. It's bizarre. And then he was.
At least he didn't delete it for everyone. Maybe he doesn't know how to do it. I don't know. But I'm not surprised that now he says, oh, I don't want to get deeper into this. But he doesn't realize that, maybe he doesn't realize how much he gave himself away right there. And leave all of their boots and belongings on. Why would they take him off? Why would they take them off if they wandered off? Were they taken off? Oh.
Just gone until the next morning.
Yeah.
But this was like close to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I assumed.
So he was then gone until the next morning. He didn't reply anymore at all. Did he have a couple of beers and said, oh, was he in chatting mood because he had some to drink, and then he realized, oh, now I need to log off because this is getting too close to the truth.
No, Scotia time would have been 8 o'clock, so I assumed the search was probably wrapping up. So I didn't expect to hear back from him after that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, quickly, Vanessa, I mean, I tried. It said that you left a message. I went and clicked on it, but then it was like not there. So I don't really know freaking stupid mega beta bullshit or whatever it is.
What?
Clicked on the message. It said somebody left you a message. Took me, and then I didn't see no message. So I don't know. Okay, so leave the boots on. So I remember hearing you say you wanted them to check NVPI, blah blah blah. You said that if they were taken to be hidden, that it would have to have been out of Nova Scotia or hidden on the reserve. I've heard people talk both possibilities, and then so that's when we get into this, guys. That we show that certain information on the first live.
Come on.
Obviously, people are spamming him, spamming Malehya, and he basically reacted to it right away. He wakes up. He has a ton. She has a ton. Obviously, people are like, "Well, how would Daniel know that?" Well, because we said that he was called by the detective that said that basically Malehya is getting a bunch of threats, and so he raced over to Charmaine to say, remove all that from yesterday.
I'd just like to say that I had to take these screenshots today, and I'm in Alberta now. That's why the time is different. Where I was in BC, it was actually 6:41 a.m. So
okay,
don't come at me about the time change. It's Apple. It's not me. But it was 6 something a.m. and I was sleeping when he was trying to call me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter, to be honest.
It doesn't matter.
It paints Malehya in a bad light. See, guys?
So what?
It paints Malehya in a bad light. Screenshots and all. Remove it. So remove it all from yesterday. Remove it. Remove it or now. That it paints Malehya in a bad light. Okay, screenshots and all. I have people from all over the world bashing her. He tries calling, right? 6:41. He tries calling 6:44. Remove it all, everything now. 6:46. He calls her again. Remember, this is our time. 6:46. Charmaine ain't awake. I might have been awake because I'm working 6 to 2. And then he says, remove it. And she says, okay, I'm just waking up. I don't know what I did wrong, though, but I asked Sonny to remove it. We were all respectful, and I didn't share anything about the investigation stuff. Sorry, I should have just known people would fuck around. I got 10-hour drive today, but later tonight, if you want to call and yell at me, you can. I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm working on fixing what I can. People are so fucked up. Take it all down, he says. I have over 100 people messaging. Just please remove it. People are attacking Malehya. Detectives told me. We are taking it down. I reported it, and then he said, reported a channel for using it too. So, you're the one that said that. I thought it was him that said that. I was like, eh? Oh, it's at night. Just sorry, a bunch of stuff. So let's see. Yes, no joke. People are ruthless. I'll be gone shortly, working on it. Sunny has to do it, and she will. Right. I was working. Like when I got the thing in, type of thing. And then on my break, I put it to memberships. Then I freaking got to my lunch and I was like, okay, I'm just going to privatize it. I didn't know what the hell was going on myself besides seeing this stuff. And then I said my brain freaking cells, but anyways, doesn't matter. Made it to private. Thank you. But the thing is that obviously his cousin had no problem talking about all this stuff, right? Thank you, Malehya is being attacked very badly. And then that's the last of his messages. He never answered.
Are we done?
Sorry. My bad. Let me come back up, okay? So he never answered anything else after that to Charmaine, but apparently he answered the mod on Justin's channel. But I think what happened there, to be honest with you, if I was just surmising, is that her name was something like, I can see you. And he's like, well, what does that mean? Like, meaning, what do you mean by that? And then she's like, oh, it's just a name I thought.
Oh, shut up.
Right?
Because she was inside with Meadow. She didn't go into the woods.
Right. To me, so unlikely for kids to venture out if they're on their own, don't usually do it. And then he says, and leave boots and all their belongings on. What did he?
Sorry. I gotta be faster than that. Let me see if I can do it now.
Says, and leave boots and all their belongings on. What?
And leave boots and all their belongings on. Let's make this homework for next time. What does it tell us? And leave boots and all their belongings on. Why would they be taken off? Thank you for watching. I'm Mike the Man, and I'll see you next time.